Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Miles and this is Aromas by Miles. Thanks for joining me on our slow dance around the world today. Got an interesting little video for you today. I'm going to talk about some of the best fragrances, the most interesting fragrances that I've found over this last year, 2025. Some of them are you might have heard about, some of them, but they're new to me, and some of them you probably never heard about. They range from expensive to inexpensive, and they're all wonderful. So if that sounds good, please like and subscribe. You know that all benefits Medic Outpost nonprofit, and we'll get on with the show. You ready? Let's ride. Okay everyone, the first one I want to talk to you about is a fantastic fragrance, one of my favorites, and I wear this one all the time, and this is Lattaf's Terroir. And Terroir is an incredible fragrance. If you can't see that, I'll put the picture and the name and all that up there in a second here. But Lattaf's Terroir is an amazing fragrance that was created by Quinton Biche in 2024. It's also not going to break the bank, so it's a fantastic find, something to add to your collection this winter, colder weather season. With it, you get a dense amber, some warm resins. There's a little bit of syrupy, smooth texture to it that makes it feel a lot more expensive than it really is. It's just a solid fragrance. The top notes are saffron. There's some bergamot in it, but it's a boozy scent. It's a really boozy scent for me, which I really like. It's got rum, cognac, a little bit of cinnamon in the dry down, and then it goes to that, you know, the usual DNA, the Middle Eastern fragrances, amber, vanilla, and tonka in the base, but it's not airy or transparent. It's just a bold Middle Eastern type of luxury scent that you can get for under $50, if you can believe that. It's compared to Baccarat Rouge and those other amber style fragrances, but it's a little bit darker, a little bit heavier, more resinous than that. It's got a decent longevity, 8 to 10 hours, I would say. I'm going to use my little apparatus here and give it a little squirt in the air. It's just a beautiful fragrance. It is a little bit sweet, but projection's great up front. I don't think you're going to be disappointed in that at all as you go along. It's going to last for a while, and you know, at less than $50, you can spray it as much as you want and keep it going. Yeah, winter nights. It's, you know, kind of a statement wear. It's got a high compliment factor, really. You know, I paid $44.99 for it. Can you imagine $44.99 to get a Quinton Biche fragrance? That's a pretty good deal. So take a look at this one, and let's see what else we have on the list. Okay, the next one I've got for you is kind of the other end of the spectrum as far as the cheap fragrances go, and this is going to be Amouage's Material. And Material is a little bit of a vanilla scent, but it's not a dessert vanilla. It's more like a, what would you call it, a statement vanilla, if you will. Launched in 2021, created by Cécile Zarokian. It focuses on this natural vanilla, benzoin. There's a lot of woods to it. It's dry, resinous, incense-like rather than really sweet. I mean, you can definitely tell the vanilla, but it's not overpowering. And the reason for that is the top notes are elemi resins and some patchouli instead of just straight vanilla. You don't get the vanilla till the mids, and that's that bourbon vanilla with some benzoin. The base are labdanum, incense, guaiac wood, and then that little bit of tonka. It's really elegant, and it's a mature scent. I'm not sure that if you were a 20-something or, you know, in your low 20s, that this would be the one you would reach for. It's more of definitely a mature, older guy, 40-plus kind of a scent, my kind of a scent. So there it is. I don't know if you can see it or not, but again, I'll put it up there. If you want to compare it to something, you can compare it a little bit to Guerlain's Double Vanille, but it's a little bit less boozy and a little bit more thoughtful, I think. It's got, you know, typical Amouage fragrance. It's got great longevity, 10+ hours, so they say. And it kind of commands a presence. Let me squirt a little bit in the air here. Yeah, I mean, it's sweet without being too sweet, and it's more of a statement kind of a scent. It's one that I really love. Some people say it leans a little bit feminine, but I don't get that at all, so I don't know where they come up with that. But that's Amouage's Material, and it's, you know, for cooler weather for sure. And it's a confidence scent. If you're feeling confident or want to feel confident wearing a fragrance in this colder weather and when there's all kinds of parties and this and that stuff going on, then I would highly recommend that you take a look at Amouage's material. All right. I don't know if you can get it online. I got it at a high-end retail store for $160 plus tax, like I said. Yeah, so it's well worth taking a look at, and that's Rag & Bones Amber. Let's see what we have next. Okay, before we move on to the third one, I forgot to tell you about the cost of Amouage's material, and that was $262.44. So you can see the difference. You can pay $44.95 for a Quinton Biche fragrance with Tariq, or you can pay $262 for a Cécile Zarokian from Amouage. So those are the things that you need to put into your comparison when you're trying to build your collection. I think it's fairly important. So the next one I have is the beast of all beasts, and this is Amouage Royal Tobacco. And this fragrance is by no means safe. This is a beast. It's power in a bottle. It's just massive. So it's certainly not for everyone because it is so strong, and it's definitely polarizing. And this is another Cécile Zarokian fragrance launched in 2022. There's a million notes to it, but the main ones are those smoky tobacco leaves. It's spicy in a bunch of different ways, and then it's got those resins that pop out along with it. It's authoritative, it smells expensive, it is expensive, and it'll take over a room. So you have to be really careful with the sprays and where you're gonna wear it. And again, it's not for everybody. It's a 12+ hour fragrance for sure, huge projection. It's pretty much gonna take over the room here. Probably shouldn't have done that. But anyway, if you wanna compare it to something, well, I don't know. You can compare it to maybe Tobacco Vanille, but it's certainly stronger than Tobacco Vanille. It pushes out there a whole lot more. It's a cold weather scent, night wear, and this is for you guys who want to kick it up a notch, if you will. Blast your presence when you walk into the room. This one cost me $207 at discounters. It's an absolute beast. If you feel like you want something different to put in your collection, this would be the one to do it. Amouage Royal Tobacco. Okay, the next one I have on the list is one that I've talked about a bunch of times on the channel, and I'm super happy to have it. I've heard it's going to be discontinued, and it's Rag & Bones Amber. And I know you've heard me talk about this before. In fact, I just finished a daily dab on it, so you guys need to take a look at that and see what it's really like in the real world. But this, I would say, is amber done quietly. It's a solid scent that stays pretty close to the skin. It doesn't have great longevity, but you can find out more about that. It's in the daily dab. It's smooth. It's kind of got some light woods in it. It's a 2016 release, but I just found it this year. Clean, minimal, modern. It's got some rum. It's a little boozy. Rum, saffron, bergamot on the top. It's got a little bit of cognac and some oud with a plum note in the mids. And then base is tobacco, a little bit of tobacco, a little more vanilla, and then it's got that amber. It's perfect for daytime wear. It's something you could signature scent. It's expensive. That's a tiny ass little bottle too, but if you can find it, it's certainly worth picking up, and that's from Rag & Bone. What would I compare it to? MFK's Grand Soir, but it's a little bit lighter than that. It doesn't have the same punch as Grand Soir, but maybe a little more casual. I found the longevity to be, I'm going to make you look at the daily dab, but it's an intimate scent. It's an intimate projection. So it'd be one of those cozying up with your honey type thing in the little bit of the cooler weather. You can make it an office scent. It's minimal. If you might be able to layer with some other things. Maybe a tobacco would be interesting, I think. But I must give it a little spray here. That Tobacco Royale is still around. Yeah, it's a good scent. It's one that, again, it's not a statement scent by any means, but it's certainly one that if you can find it, hopefully it's not being discontinued, but I heard that it was. If you can find it, it's a fantastic scent to put into your collection. I paid $160 for it, you know, and of course that's plus tax, so it'll end up being 170 something at a high-end mall where the Rag & Bone store is. Okay, the next one we have for you is one of my favorites. It's I love the house. I love this fragrance. There's a whole lot more other fragrance. Sawal, or however you say that, is a really fruity fragrance. Most of these Kajal fragrances open with a fruity niche kind of opening that's really done very, very well. I love the presentation. I love the bottles. This one was released in 2022 by Mark Buxton, is the perfumer there. It's a complex Middle Eastern DNA with a shit ton of notes. I'm not even going to spit them out there, but again, I love this presentation. The bottle's elegant and it's really, really Middle Eastern. And the DNA for this Middle Eastern is pineapple. There's some red fruits blended with a little bit of creamy vanilla kind of bouncing around. It's bright. It's really, really smooth. There's nothing harsh or synthetic about it. The ingredients are pretty good, or you know, pretty high quality. It's often compared to Herba Pura, but Lamar's a little bit softer, I think more refined than that. You're going to get 8 to 10 hours with this, and it's a compliment getter. You can also use it year round because it's got that fruitiness in it. It's not cheap. I paid $154.99 for it at Discounted, so I would take a look at this, and I would certainly take a look at the house. And you know, before we leave, I'm going to squirt a little bit in the ozone here, because I just love the thing. It's an uplifting scent. I mean, it just kind of gets you going. I know it gets me going, but it's a wonderful scent. And again, it's more versatile than you'd think it'd be, even though it's a Middle Eastern scent. It's really versatile. So that's Kajal's Lamar in this bronze bottle. All right. Okay, the next one I have for you is pretty different than the last one I had, especially in the presentation. You got that elegant presentation, and then you have this one that sort of looks like an Amsterdam whorehouse. Well, this is Organtica Amber Rouge, and this is an interesting fragrance. It's one of those fragrances that I picked up this year that I was really, really surprised about. I don't even know how I found out about it, because it's certainly not hyped on the internet. You want red DNA in a bottle? This is it. Believe me, it pops out there, and you might think that this bottle will lean feminine, but it really doesn't. It's a pretty masculine scent. It's a 2021 release, and I don't remember the perfumer, but it's kind of sweet saffron and amber with a big diffusion. There's a lot of jasmine and orange in the top, so it's fruity. And then you've got saffron, and you've got praline in the mids, and I don't know what praline really smells like. Amber and some oak moss in the base, and then it's got kelp. And again, I have no idea what kelp smells like, but the notes are unique, and it's a fairly unique fragrance. It's, again, you know, it's not completely earth-shattering, but it's crowd-pleasing, and it's pretty recognizable. I would say it's a close cousin to Baccarat Rouge 540. I don't think it's a dupe, because it's got praline and it's got kelp in it, and it's got really good longevity and projection, which with those top notes of jasmine and I don't remember what the other one was, but it's a fruity opening, so you wouldn't think you'd get a whole lot of projection from it. But it's casual. You can wear it at night. You're probably going to get some compliments for it, and it's not super expensive. I paid $73, $74 for it. So let me get a little bit of it in the air here. I do like this fragrance, and I have worn it, and I think it's a pretty versatile scent. Again, it's not as feminine as you think it would be. So take a look at this one, and they've got some others that I want to try out this year. This is Organtica Amber Rouge. Give that a shot. All right. I love the House of Guerlain, and they have a ton of their fragrances, but I don't have much in the Aqua Allegoria collection. And this one is Guerlain's Mandarin Basilic, and it's kind of freshness done right, if you will. There's a ton of fragrances in this line from Guerlain, and this is actually the only one I own. So I might foray into the others, but I think some of the others may be a little bit too feminine for me. But this one's juicy. It's very, very aromatic. It's got basil in it. It's clean, kind of uplifting, elegant. It's a scent that you can wear in the warmer weather. It's fairly versatile. It's a little bit fruity for me, but I wanted to try this collection because I've heard some really good things about it. It's one of the more natural kind of designer citruses, if you will. It doesn't have any longevity at all. They say 5 to 6 hours. I think it's probably more like a 2 or 3, but it's not super, super expensive. It's got a cheesy little plastic cap, which is a little disappointing for Guerlain, but that's what it is. I mean, it's bright, uplifting. It's certainly not a scent that you're going to wear at this time of the year, you know, when it's colder, but it's a daytime kind of scent, you know, poolside. It's where you would expect to be wearing these kind of fruity kind of fragrances. But I got a deal on this as one of the reasons I started exploring this collection. $110 at the duty-free airport. And I may explore a few more of these. They've got some others that sound a little bit more my style, if you will. But anyway, that's the Mandarin Basilic by Guerlain. Pretty good scent. Moving along, I'm going back the other direction now, and I'm headed back toward some of the cheaper fragrances, which I don't think anybody's going to complain about. But this is Afnan's Supremacy Not Only Something, whatever it is. I don't know why they put that stuff in there. But this is a kind of an Aventus dupe. It's got that Aventus DNA. It was released in 2021, I believe. I guess you'd call it like a fruity, smoky kind of scent. It's got pineapple in it, which I guess is why it's on the Aventus. You would say this is the Aventus dupe. It's strong, it's masculine, it's bold, it's pretty versatile, and it, you know, again, it's not an expensive fragrance, so it's a little bit different than Aventus because it's got some black currant and a little bit of apple and bergamot in the opening. Amids are oak moss, patchouli. There's a little bit of lavender in it, but it's not. I wouldn't call it a fougere by any stretch. And then the base, it dries down with some ambergris and musk, and you know, I get a little bit of saffron out of it, but more in the mids than the base. But it's definitely Creed Aventus inspired. It's a little bit louder and rough around the edges because the ingredients, I'm sure, are not anywhere near what the Aventus ingredient quality is. But yeah, it's pretty close to Aventus. Yeah, there's some differences certainly in the quality of the ingredients, but for the cost, I mean, you know, how can you go wrong? Longevity is about 8 hours. It's, you know, everyday wear, kind of a compliment scent. You can squirt a lot on if you wanted to, and it's cheaper than flower. $37 at discounters. It's a great cheap fragrance. Certainly worth 37 bucks. That's Afnan Supremacy. So let's talk a little bit about one of my favorite houses. Okay, this is the Merchant of Venice, and this particular scent is the Damascus Desert. It's a little different bottle type, unfortunately, because I love those other Merchant of Venice bottles. But nice to have a little bit of variety. But Merchant of Venice is one of my favorite houses in the whole world. It's got some incredible fragrances, and Damascus Journey is excellent. It really does feel like some kind of journey in the desert, in the Sahara, and you're out doing this and that. It's a little floral for me, but it was launched in 2022, I believe. It's a solid scent, but you know, it has a lot of apple in it, so the house uses a lot of apple. Maybe a little bit too much for me, but it opens with a blast of citrus. And you can tell that it's got bergamot, lemon, and ginger in the opening. You can tell that it's definitely a warmer weather scent for sure. And then it dries down with some spices and woods. A little bit of resins also, and you know, I get a little bit of iris from it. I don't know if that's mentioned in the notes or not, but it's got a nice finish. It's, like I say, a little bit citrusy for me in the opening, but then it dries down. It's got some moss, vetiver. It's got a little bit of cedar and amber in it also in the base. So after 30 minutes or so, that citrus dries down a little bit, which again is a little more my style. I know what this is going to be because I've worn this before, but here, let's just refresh my nose. Yeah, it's got a big citrus opening in it. You know, My style of fragrance, I'd like that citrus opening to tone down a little bit, the florals and all that to tone down. But after that, after you get over that, for me, my style, it comes through with the moss and the vetiver, amber, and I like the woods, and it's got a lot of resins in it, so it's a good fragrance. It's warm, it's kind of exotic, natural, I guess is what I would say. It's got good ingredients in it. It's softer than some of the Amouage Oriental fragrances. Longevity is 8 to 10 hours. Falls off pretty quick, I think. I don't think it makes that either, but maybe I'll do a dab on this one. It's fall, winter. It's got some, like an artistic move to it. And unlike some of the other Merchant of Venice fragrances, this one is not super expensive. I paid $71 for this. So it's another great buy. I would definitely add it to my collection and, you know, check out the house because Merchant of Venice is just a fantastic house. All right. All right, the next one I have for you is Roja's Enigma Parfum Cologne. And you have to be careful here because there's actually just a parfum that's a different fragrance. It's a little bit confusing, and I'm not sure exactly why they decided to name these this, and the bottles are a little bit different, but this one is an incredible fragrance. It's very modern, it's masculine, it's got things that Roja is known for, you know, projecting. It was launched in 2019. There's, like I say, another release. It's just that Enigma. It's a little bit different. But this one has cognac, tobacco, vanilla, a little bit of citrus. It's smooth, seductive, boozy, which I really, really like. Compared to the Parfum, it's a little bit fresher. It's a little bit easier to wear. I don't own that other one, but I have sampled it when I purchased this one. Longevity's not great, 7 to 9 hours, and I haven't worn it for, I didn't pay attention, I guess what I should say, as to how long it lasts. None of these fragrances last the length that they tell you they do, or very few of them do. But this is good for date nights, evening. It's a refined taste because it has some sharp edges to it, and you've got to be aware of that. I don't think it's certainly not a blind buy, and maybe it's a little bit polarizing, but it's a fantastic scent. I paid $225 for it, so it's really not cheap, and that was a discounter. So let's squirt it up. Yeah, it hits you pretty hard in the opening for sure. Again, not for everybody, but a really nice scent, and you know, Roja's a fantastic house with great ingredients, so you're not going to go wrong if you have this one. And you might want to compare it to the Parfum and see which one you like better, but this is a good scent. Parfum Cologne. Give it a shot. Okay, I don't know if any of you guys can count to 10, but I can't count to 10 because this is the 11th fragrance. I was going to do an honorable mention, and I just decided to go ahead and throw a bonus in for you. And the bonus I have for you is Brione's Essential. Essential, excuse me. And it's really a hidden gem. This is just quiet luxury. The house it doesn't have a whole lot of fragrances in it, but this is a woody aromatic with some woods and a little bit of citrus in it, but not too much. It's got tomato leaves in it, which I don't like tomatoes. I like ketchup, but I don't like tomatoes. Go figure. But I really like this fragrance. It's elegant, understated, I think, and there's another Brioni Parfum that is also excellent. Yeah, it's just a really, really, really good scent. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm glad I have this one in my collection. I'm glad I found it. You can compare it to Prada L'Homme or maybe the old Dior, maybe, but it's a little calmer than that. It doesn't have great projection, 6 hours or so, but it's a versatile scent. You could wear it at the office. You could wear it as an everyday scent. I don't think you're going to bother anybody. And the beauty of it, again, is it's what I would call one of the cheaper scents. I paid $61 on the discount train for it. Again, this is Brioni Essential, and I would highly advise you to take a look at this one. This is one you should probably add to your collection. So that's my 11 of 10 fragrances, if you will. I'll try and do a little bit better with the counting next time. And you can take any one of these as an honorable mention. They're all kind of in the same vein. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and ring the bell. You know it helps the Medic Outpost nonprofit, which is the reason this channel exists. Stay tuned for other ones, and please check the Daily Dab. There's a lot of good stuff out there. It's kind of interesting street scent type stuff. Maybe hopefully it's a little bit entertaining. I know you have a lot of options of people to watch and content to watch, so I appreciate you spending time with me. And stay tuned for the next one. Everybody be safe out there. Take care.